Hello guys and welcome to another status report highlight, this time for the week of the 8th of April 2015. And as promised from producer Brian Hicks, an update on 055 so far, its new mechanics that it offers, and hopefully helping you understand what DayZ really is. As most of you may know, last week saw 055 push to stable branch. This build featured initial implementation of several key systems to DayZ, and in turn their behaviour is as expected very early prototype. As the early access of DayZ continues, more of the core systems that comprise it will be merged into the main stable branch. It goes without saying that iteration will both be required and occur as these are merged in. For 055, let's take a look at what systems had their initial implementation, and how their behaviour is as of this status report. Central Economy. The Central Economy functions as the core control over item type quantity, location, and region spawns. Moving away from the original placeholder system, and implementing this is the first step towards an agile, rapid balancing of item spawns within DayZ. The initial implementation only defines the location of firearm spawns and types. Further iterations will begin to define items past firearms, and later region control across the map. Infected and Animal AI. A well-known fact for a while now, the original prototype AI that was deployed with the DayZ Early Access was not robust enough to support the design of the title. A complete rewrite from scratch on how the title handled this was required. The most obvious change on Stable Branch is in the detection and the quantity of the infected. The new system, although clearly in need of iteration and expansion, supports proper stealth mechanics for both AI as well as more resource-friendly sensors. The design and programming teams will continue to iterate and balance the infected across the coming months, as well as address core functionality issues such as positioning during pathfinding and proper audio alerts. Per instance persistence. Part and parcel of the core design of DayZ is the global persistence of items in the game space. Be it long life persistence objects such as those used in base building, or more short-term items such as ones dropped in the ground and spawned by a central economy. 055 saw this roll out to the public Hive servers. With private shard support soon to follow, it is important to understand that this feature, just like all of the early access, has no guarantee of bug-free behaviour. Like anything within development builds, bugs are both possible and almost certainly will occur. Equally as important is that those who encounter issues file proper bug reports on the feedback tracker at feedback.dayzgame.com. Diseases and disease transfer. Another very early implementation that made it to stable branch with 055 was the global spread of cholera across Chernarus, paired with the transfer between players and objects, and less player-to-player disease transfer. As iteration upon this system continues, you will begin to see a more diverse catalogue of diseases and corresponding symptoms. Moving past the 055 build new system implementation, we hit a rather hot-button topic as of late, and one Hicks promised to speak on earlier this week. Just how hard is DayZ supposed to be? What is the targeted experience here? How valuable should items, and thus what I carry, be to me as a player? I like to think we're pretty upfront about exactly what DayZ is and is supposed to be, and as we move closer to 1.0, more and more of this will begin to take shape. Once, when asked how valuable tools and resources should be to a player on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is finding everything you need without issue, and 10 is elation over finding a can of beans, Dean was quoted saying an emphatic 10. Some folks have expressed concern that the increasing difficulty in surviving and combating the environment would hurt player interaction, to which Hicks says, sure, it will hurt player interaction if by player interaction you mean folks wandering up and down the coast wearing pink dresses and chasing each other with fire extinguishers. However, he firmly believes it will drive and foster a different type of player interaction. Interaction between players making their way across Chernarus, scavenging to survive. Players who enter a village and have to make a hard decision. Do I use what little ammunition I have to kill and steal from the survivors already in this town? Do I instead avoid the risk of death from attacking another player, only to potentially risk death by starvation or infected as I make my way around town? Is the cost of expanding my resource in either choice too great? Make no mistake, DayZ is and always has been intended to be an unforgiving, brutal fight for survival in a harsh post-apocalyptic landscape. Obviously, we still have long ways to go to get to that point. But as we move forward, more and more systems will be introduced that support that experience. Balancing and adjustment will have to occur, as the intended experience is not to ensure starvation on the coast, but instead foster the ability to spawn, gather the basic supplies required to move inland, and thus begin the real DayZ experience. Your story, your struggle for survival. And the beauty of it all, if this is not the experience you're exactly looking to have with DayZ, then another core pillar of DayZ's design will bring you exactly what you seek. Our full support of modding via the Steam Workshop. Then Hicks signs off with, "It is going to be an exciting year, survivors, and I look forward to experiencing it with all of you." So there we go guys, another quick status report highlight for the week of the 8th of April 2015. Hopefully this can clear up some misconceptions of what DayZ is meant to be. Going back to my time spent in vanilla DayZ mod, the experience was indeed hardcore, and I'm looking forward to where Standalone takes us. As always, all links will be in the description, as well as for DayZ TV for your latest DayZ news and information. And I'll see you peeps next time.